There's a lot of seeds that broke as well. And plus you can find a lot of small shoots which are already coming up because of the growth of the trees.
What did you say a typical cycle of a rose tree? How many years does it take you to get full growth rate?
About between 30 years. Because we've been cutting a lot of old people. We used to cut 30, 40 years ago.
What's the impacting on labor?
Yes, it's a big growth. They use tank. It's a very big market. Yes.
Okay guys, so this is our sawmill. This is a 1923 lane number 2 circular. This mill we bought, it was in pieces in a barn years ago, and my father and cousins and uncle and everybody put it together. The frame under this mill is wood, but there's a subframe underneath that that's all steel and with pipes in the ground, so it's pretty rigid. But anyway, this mill is originally, I believe, ran with some kind of power plant, a pony motor of some sort, and whatnot. But now Dad put some gearboxes on it, and they converted it to runs off 540 PTO off a tractor. The blade is turning, I believe, we checked it today, it's turning 650 RPMs. We got a handheld RPM gauge that you hold on the center of the shaft there on the other side of the blade, tell you how fast it's turning. I believe that that blade is hammered for 450, I think. 450 RPM. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I was on the other end of it. I tail the mill. The guy there in the blue sweatshirt, closest to you, that's my brother. He runs the lever. This thing is completely gear and belt driven. You'll see him here. He's pulling the lever, make the carriage, come into the blade. Behind him's my father. He's on the other side. He helps him turn the logs. As he squares each edge, he'll turn the log and figure out what he's going to make out of it. This thing is bare bones, not computerized, nothing. I mean, this is sawing lumber. If you notice, my brother's got a tape measure on his. Somebody's texting me. My brother's got a tape measure on his belt, and you know, he's as he turns the log, he figures out what he can make out of it, and that's why he runs it and I don't, because you got to have some smarts and you got to be able to think quick. And he's the carpenter, and he's really good at it. He's always ran the handle as long as I can remember. But like I said, you can run this thing with 3 people. I've tailed it by myself. I got a 4th guy, buddy of mine, is helping out today. And you'll see in a minute me and him taking either the bark slabs, and I'll cut those up, and you'll see it here cutting. We'll cut those up 2-foot sections and burn them in the stove in the shop and Dad's outdoor. Whatever we can use them for, we don't waste anything. This cedar is super dry. It's been cut a year or so. So it burns really well, actually. It burns like coal. But we don't waste anything. See, now we'll burn the bark slabs and whatever boards, you know, that we feel are, you know, not good enough to be boards. We'll either set them back on the table and cut them down for what we call stickers to put in between each layer of the stack after the board is complete. We stack it outside, and every layer's got a sticker underneath it so air can travel under it to dry it. This wood I don't think needs it, but it's kind of forced to have it, and we just do it anyway. So yeah, as it goes along here, this cedar was for one of my hay customers. She's got a horse farm, and she made some bigger paddocks for her horses, and it was loaded with cedar. We use a lot of cedar for poles, for fence posts, and but she was, instead of throwing the stuff away, which I think was a wise decision, was to try and make something out of it. So everything we're getting a lot of 1x4s, 6s, and 8s. Nothing real, anything bigger than that. There's a couple of big cedars that go through this thing. The problem with the bigger cedars is the cedar tends to grow into itself, so it'll actually crack when you saw it apart. So the bigger they are,